Hello, Matt. Welcome to the Smart but Lazy podcast. How are you today?
I'm well, thanks for having me.
Okay, can you tell us a few things about who you are, about your background?
My name is Matt Melvin. I wrote a book called Bullied Behind Bars. A gay Christian Trump supporter goes to prison. It chronicles my journey through the criminal justice system, but also how I grew up. I grew up in Tingsboro, Massachusetts. I had a best friend that lived behind me and then a bully that lived right next to us. In 1988, my parents made the unfortunate decision to move our entire family up into Vermont. And that was the biggest mistake they could have made. It's very hard living in Vermont. It's very isolating. It's hard to make friends. In 2004, I worked at a car dealership. They didn't pay me my commissions. I impulsively made the decision to try to sell one of their cars, got caught, went through the traditional court system instead of going through the mental health court because Judge Jeffrey Crawford and Bob Wolford both decided I didn't meet the criteria. When I came out, I had a record. If I went through the mental health court, I could have had I may not have a record today, but instead I have a record. Couldn't pass a background check. So in 2009, I used other people's information to try to pass a background check into work. Got caught about 6 years later, got indicted by a grand jury, did another 18 months in prison, and that's where I wrote my story.
What is your experience in jail? I mean, can you tell us a few things
It was horrible.
about the gangs, about the dominant gangs, about how it was? They tried to bully you. They tried to. Can you tell us like what is felt the worst inside? Like how it was your.
Well, the inmates would lie. The inmates would lie to the guards and try to tell them that I tried to proposition them. And they would put me in solitary confinement as a punishment. But that's where I really started praying to God, being in my word. And now that's how I have the discipline today to be praying and to be in my word every day, was from that experience. And I had a near-death experience in August 2015, driving on 495, where an out-of-control driver almost killed me. And that's where I turned my life over to God and started doing what God wants instead of what Matthew wants.
Do you believe that believing in God make you a better person?
Without a doubt. Without my prison experience, I wouldn't have as strong a faith today as I do.
So this experience is make you stronger. Um, and so do you believe if something like bad experience that can be sent by God to make a person stronger?
No question. I've had other near-death experiences driving, and I believe that God has picked me out to serve him, and that if God didn't want me to be serving him and didn't want me to be in his protected calling, that I wouldn't be here to share my story today. And God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things. If you look at all the people God spent time with and God fellowshipped with and discipled, all of those people were very ordinary people. A lot of them were fishermen.
Yeah, the first students of Jesus, they were fishermen. Can you tell us a few things about your book? You write it with the purpose of making some extra money. You wanted to share your story to make some people believe in God or make them feel stronger? What is the purpose of writing the book?
My purpose to writing the book, first and foremost, was it was cathartic for me to get my feelings on paper and to share my story. That would be the first primary reason for writing my book. Second would be, I don't want to have anybody go through what I went through. Three, a lot of people experience trauma differently. So your viewers may not have gone through prison, a lot of people are in a prison in their mind, which is worse than actually being behind a physical barrier. And I want to give people hope that whatever they've been through, they can come out stronger. God doesn't give us anything we can't handle.
And where do you sell your book? Do you sell it online or you have it on bookstores?
My book is available on Amazon, Bully Behind Bars, a gay Christian Trump supporter goes to prison.
Did you support Trump did you vote him now the second time, or did you vote him also the first time? I mean, are you always a Trump supporter?
I've always been I'm a three-time Trump supporter. I've always been a Trump supporter. I volunteered for his campaign back in 2016 and door knocked. It was so much fun. I learned so much. And
what is your opinion now on the second presidency of Donald Trump? Do you think he made good choices on the economy, the overall way he managed the country at the moment?
Yeah, I think he's doing a fantastic job.
Okay. And your lawyer asked to be held in a mental hospital, not in prison. Why do you believe there we will be better than in prison? Because for sure prison is a tough place, but there you have to take medicine and to take other treatments. Do you think this treatment will help you, or maybe they will cause you problems like the side effects of the medicine and all these things?
Any side effect that comes from taking a medication needs to be investigated. There's always bad things that happen any time we put something in our body.
No. Do you believe you will need the help of the mental hospital? It will be much easier for you. You didn't have to deal with all these gang members and all this. It would be much easier experience for you.
It would have been much easier experience for me not to go to prison, absolutely. But I don't think I would have as strong a faith today if I didn't, because I was a lukewarm Christian. I was one of those people that did what I wanted 6 days a week, then showed up on Sunday and asked God to remove all the sins, and then went back to my old ways. And that's how a lot of people are. They want to do what they want 6 days a week and then come to God on Sunday and say, "Here, God, fix all my problems, make them go away." That's not how it works. True Christianity is a 24/7, 365 journey. It's being in your word for multiple hours a day. It's praying for multiple hours a day. The Bible very clearly says, pray without ceasing.
Okay. And how many times a day you pray? Do you have a schedule, or it's like how you feel?
I have a set schedule about praying, and it's all about discipline. We all have the same 24 hours. It's how we use that time.
And can you tell us a few words? I mean, how do you spend your time in jail? I mean, did you exercise? Did you read some books? What was the daily schedule?
Oh, absolutely. My daily schedule in prison was three hots and a cot, 3 meals and then a cold bed, brushing my teeth, reading my Bible, praying, exercising. That was my day, day in and day out.
Do they give you access to gym equipment or some other things to exercise, or you just do your own things?
You do your own things.
And do you allowed? I mean, does people allow it to visit you? I mean, you have some family members that they visit you often, and some friends, or do you allow to take some phone calls, or you are
I,
completely?
I was allowed to make some phone calls. Each person that I called had to be on a pre-approved list that was approved by the jail. Visiting, I only got visited by my family when I was in Vermont. I was at 9 facilities that were not in Vermont. So my parents and my family very rarely came to visit me because most of my time I was out of state. The second time. The first time I was always in Vermont.
And you say you believe that by moving in Vermont, it was like a very bad choice because it's a smaller state. Do you believe if were living in a bigger state like New York City that is have more people, you have a better quality of life because you will meet more people and your life in general will be easier?
I would never live in New York City, for one. B, I think it's important to find a community where you can be supported, where I can be supported. And I am not supported at all in Vermont.
Okay. You believe it's only the size of Vermont, the reason that is happening, and or you believe there is another reason?
I believe it's because it's a liberal state. A lot of people keep to themselves. They don't make time and effort to get to know people, as well as the fact that my name was demonized in the newspaper. You couldn't open up a newspaper. You can't get away from Google without seeing who I am. I mean, the news agencies went out of their way to make me seem like I'm a villain. I'm a very bad person. And mind you, these news stations know nothing about me. But the reason they did that was because of Aaron Noble, the crooked former police chief of Shelburne, who received a $200,000 payout 3 years ago to go away.
And do you have a long history of selling cars, or it was like a new job?
It was a new job.
Okay. Um, so, in general, did you meet some people in jail that you believe they were in the same condition like you? I mean, they will they were also Christian, or they were also not belonging in a prison in general. I mean, they did them a mistake, but
I didn't meet anybody that was like me. I did, however, meet some amazing volunteers that came in to teach Bible study. And that's one thing I forgot to mention. I went to every single Bible study that was available in prison. Volunteers come in, they give up their time, they come into a very uncomfortable situation being in a prison when they didn't do anything wrong, and try to mentor folks that are at the lowest point of their life. So for that, I'm extremely grateful. for those men and women that gave up their time to come in and mentor me.
And how often is this thing happening? I mean, do they allow it weekly or monthly for these people to come in jail? Or it doesn't have a specific schedule?
They came in weekly. Now, I want to also say that I was in prison before COVID. A lot has changed since COVID. During the time that COVID was happening, there were absolutely no volunteers that were allowed. Since we're post-pandemic, there are still some volunteers that are not allowed to go into prison. So the volunteering is extremely limited from what it was when I was in prison.
And you say you are in jail during the time of COVID. Do they force you to do the same things as the people outside of jail? I mean, about the COVID meters. I mean, do you have to wear a mask and to make a PCR test, or force you to take the vaccine, or how it was inside the jail at that time?
I was in prison pre-COVID, so I don't have any experience about that. But I'm grateful that I was, because during COVID, there were no volunteers that were coming in.
Okay, so you are lucky, yeah. I mean about that, you weren't I understand. Um, and so this experience make you stronger. After you get outside from jail, what was the first thing you do? I mean, did you visit some people that you miss the time you were inside jail? Did you do something that uh, like a experience that you? What did you miss the most while you are inside jail?
I miss freedom. I miss the sunlight. I think people who don't go to jail, they don't understand the value of the small things, the sunlight, being able to walk outside, being able to determine when you're going to go to sleep and when you're not going to go to sleep, determining taken away from you. You are essentially property.
Yeah, I mean, freedom is very important, and that's why I mean, people they
Being
take it for
able
granted.
to shower without other guys staring at you, being able to go to the bathroom without having other people look at you. All of those small things.
This is what make life beautiful, I think. To be able to do whatever you want without to be able to ask for a permission. Um, do you have anything else to share with our audience? Something you believe that is important? Like,
You can follow me. I'm on
we will add your social media on.
I'm on Instagram, Bully Behind Bars.
Okay. Okay. We will add also your social media under the podcast, under the video, um, and people can follow you also. Thank you for coming, Matt. Thank you for sharing your story.